Hello, everybody. It's Leslie. Welcome to day 7 of the 10-day Conquer Your Chaos Challenge. I am super excited to talk to you guys today about the beauty of meal planning. Figuring out what to eat every day can be super stressful, especially when you're already juggling a busy schedule that includes work, family, social obligations, all the things. And if you're like me, you may often end up kind of scrapping something together or running in the house with trying to figure out a quick last minute meal, or throwing in the hat and ordering from somewhere, delivery, or going to that Chick-fil-A line, which I often do when I need something quick and somewhat healthy to eat. So I promise you, though, there is a better way to feed yourself and your family, and it's meal planning. So this approach ensures you are kind of never left wondering what's for dinner, which is now one of the questions that drive me the most nuts in my family and my household. My husband, Todd, is always asking me what's for dinner. Sometimes he'll ask me as early as 10 a.m. And I'm like, I don't really care what's for dinner. It's breakfast time right now. And at one point, I actually even posted a menu in our kitchen, and it just would list out like what we're having every day. Look at the calendar. Stop asking me. The menu in the kitchen was also a great way to get my daughter involved with starting to cook and like help plan things out in the household, so she felt a part of it and a part of the decisions. I don't do that specific calendar anymore because there are a lot of times we just have to flow. But I am always prepared, and I kind of know a game plan of what we're eating for the week, so it's never like a last minute crazy decision. So I'll share a little bit about why I was even brought to the beauty of meal planning. I think it started quite a few years ago when I was a single mom. Gabrielle was a toddler, preschool aged, and I was looking online constantly for ideas for easy, quick dinner meals, and it led me to meal planning. So I do want to share with you the definition of meal planning. And I apologize also for sniffing and coughing, but I think I'm getting sick. So I'm going to work my way through this. But the definition of meal planning is the process of building a weekly menu to best suit your nutritional or personal needs. It can take the guesswork out of dinner time, help you stick to a budget, and help you keep your nutritional goals on track. And the biggest part for me is that it can save you time. So meal planning takes a little effort when you first start doing it to kind of think through what you're going to eat the following week, but having a plan in place, you'll hear me say that all the time, having a plan in place takes away the stress of planning and cooking meals every day. So meal planning may be especially helpful for people who work long hours, manage health conditions or specific dietary needs, or simply have a family to feed, a husband to feed. You don't even have to stick to your meal plan down to every last detail, but simply having a rough guide can be enough to take some of the stress out of grocery shopping and then preparing your meals every week. So another thing is you may even save some money by meal planning just by eating out, less. I did some research, and the average family of 4 spends, get ready, $1,500 a year on food that goes uneaten. So food that you're cooking, and you have people in your family. I have people in my family that don't do leftovers. So you're preparing foods, or you're cooking foods, or you're buying it and you never cook it and you throw it out. Like, that's a crazy expense. When you think about it, our food bill is one of our highest expenses. When you look at the groceries that you buy and add in eating out, it's a huge expense. It's like probably right after your mortgage. So going to the grocery store also without a plan is a disaster. It's a disaster in the making. I'm sure you've gone to the grocery store when you were hungry and without a list, and you come out with all kinds of things. You get to the line and you're like, wait, my bill is how much? You end up buying whatever sounds good at the moment. You're like, oh yeah, I want lasagna. Oh sure, I'm gonna have that shrimp scampi. But when this happens, you end up wasting a lot of the stuff. You don't put it to good use, and the money is basically just going down the drain. So we don't want that. So early in the challenge, I talked to you guys about using grocery or delivery pickup and how much of a time saver that is. Meal planning goes hand in hand with that for me in particular. I create my grocery list based on what I'm going to have. So I kind of sit down when I'm doing my download day and really take a look at what do we want to eat this week. I might even say, Gabrielle, what do you feel like eating this week? Or Todd, what are you in the mood for? And it helps kind of shape what I'm going to buy at the grocery store. Nothing is more annoying than when you decide you want something and you're like, I don't have the ingredients, right? Then you got to run to the store. So sometimes when I'm looking at my calendar, I take into consideration how many days am I going to cook this week? Do I have a really crazy week? Am I traveling? You know, how many days am I even going to be there? The one thing that's consistent for me is that I always meal plan my breakfast and my lunch because I like to, again, be prepared. I like to grab my shake in the morning and go. I like to grab my lunch that's already in a container and go, just shove it in my bag, and I'm good. It saves me, you know, times. So meal planning is really like what you need it to be. A lot of times on Sunday, I meal plan out the beginning of the week. So I know Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sometimes Thursday, we're going to have X, Y, and Z. So a lot of time on Sunday, when I'm doing my lunches and doing like my prep stuff for like snacks and things like that, I also will cook some main meats. So if I know we want to have pork chops, I'm going to get the pork chops ready. If I don't want to cook them, actually, I'll just bread them and get them ready or have the meat marinated. If I'm deciding to use a crock pot meal, which are wonderful because you usually get enough for a meal and then leftovers, I might start doing my meatballs or something in the crock pot. I may fry chicken. Whatever the three things are that I'm going to do for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, get a casserole ready. So all I have to do is put it in the oven when I get home from work. These are things that I carve out time on Sundays to make sure that I do. So sometimes in the afternoon, you may have even seen me posted pictures of like my meal prep. You'll always see my containers that I have stacked up for my lunches, and then maybe I made a soup or I'm making some kind of pasta dish or something like that. But I usually have three main things that I actually prepare completely or put together pretty completely, and maybe one or two sides that are good, easy heat up sides, so that when I get home from work, after working a full day, all I have to do is heat everything up, maybe toss a salad, and we're good. Or if I'm going to be late, then Gabrielle or Todd can heat that food up. They know what we're eating, and they can get it started and get it ready so I can come in and eat. So I find that really helpful. And you can make meal planning what you need it to be. Some weeks I plan the entire week to a T, and other times I plan the weekdays and we free flow on the weekends. It's different, and you have to make it work for you. But what I can tell you is it will save you time. It'll give you more time to actually enjoy the meal with your family or your friends. It'll give you more time to not be worried about running down to the cafeteria and getting something to eat because you have your lunch already in the refrigerator. You're not worried about going through the drive-thru in the morning and being late because everybody is in Dunkin' trying to get something. You have your shake or whatever it is that you're having, your, bacon. Sometimes I'll do those egg bites, things like that. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I hope it is helpful. And I hope that this wasn't too long, but I'm very passionate about it. And I hope that you take some of those tips and see how it can hopefully help you and create some ease and space in your day. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 8 of the challenge. Have a great day.